When I started this channel over 10 years ago, I focused on primitive survival skills such as making stone tools, hunting with bows and arrows, finding wild food, and more. And I thought I'd go back to my roots and start a weekly series for the next while where I focus on different methods for making fire. And hopefully by the end of this series, you're familiar with how to make fire using different methods like the bow drill, hand drill, fire saw, fire thong, fire plow, flint steel, and more. Now, my philosophy on making friction fire when I first started is you have to know it's pretty difficult. To go out in the wild just on your own and find the material without preparing anything is a very difficult task, and not many people are going to be successful. So the way I approach this is we're going to start with the most basics, learning the techniques, collecting the material, knowing which material to use, and then build our way up. So we're going to start out with prepared material that I've collected, get it all ready, show you the techniques. We might even use some modern technology to get the techniques down. And then as we master those skills, we're going to improve and go more primitive until we're 100% on our own, just our hands going out and making fire. So I have all my fire material here and ready to go. It's very important that you collect it beforehand. That way when you need it, you can just grab it. You're not running around and risk losing your flame. Once we get that ember, we need a tinder bundle, which is very fine fuel that's dry. We have cattail duff, dry moss, grass, cattail leaves. Once we get a flame with that, we need small sticks, larger sticks, and we'll build up to the logs. So it's important that this is at hand. When we need it, we can grab it and build our fire. Now keep in mind that fire needs three things to be successful. It needs heat. That's where we make it with the friction fire, the heat source, the ember. It needs fuel. That's what we have here, and oxygen. Oftentimes when we place the ember in the tinder bundle, it will smoke a whole lot, but it does need oxygen, so you blow on it. Then once you get the flame, it's not so smoky, but you'll place that inside the fine fuel. So what I like to do is even set this up in a teepee where I can place that tinder bundle right in this fine fuel. It will burn up, catch it on fire. We can build on it and get a large fire. These are very basic fire skills, but sometimes people don't know them, so I thought I'd start from the beginning. So I'm going to set up everything, and then we're going to make a fire. And to get started, I'm going to show you a method that's not conventional. It's not primitive, but it will show you the skills. So I'm going to start with a large log. That will be our base, more for support. Then I'm going to lean up some of these larger sticks just on the side. Again, these aren't going to catch on fire right away. They will once the fire gets hotter, but this is just a pocket for our fine material. Dry cattail duff is a great fire starter. Also, we have dry moss here. I'm going to build like a bird nest. The outside is dry cattail leaves, some moss, some dry grass. It'll catch on fire, but that smokes quite a bit until it gets enough oxygen to make a flame. And right in the center, where we're going to place our ember right here, is this fine material, the cattail duff. So here's a basic hand drill or bow drill fire setup. We have a Soltal board here, and I cut a notch and started a hole. We burned that in. That way when we start spinning this, it will create dust down here in the notch. That will get hot enough to ignite. Then we'll carefully transfer those glowing embers into our tinder bundle. Now this isn't a video on how to make friction fire. I'm going to cover that in a future video with the hand drill and bow drill and other methods. But I want you to learn how to transfer the ember into the tinder bundle. Practice that so you have it down, because it's so important. So we're going to practice using modern technology. Here I have a drill, and it's pretty much the same process as a hand drill, only this allows you to get good at using the right material, learn what speed, how much pressure, and to make an ember. So I'm not going to go hard and fast at first, but just really burn that in, get some friction, and then once I see the smoke, I'll go faster until we think we have an ember. Starting to see a whiff of smoke. Okay, we're going to stop it and see if we have an ember. We're going to now transfer this to our tinder bundle. Now what I want to do is make a nice bundle and actually turn this upside down and blow from the bottom so the heat rises through our grass. We have flames. It's all ready for our fire. And there we have it. We can do it with primitive methods, but here we're just practicing the material and the technique with a drill. So that's something you should try. Once you have that down, stay tuned. I have more videos coming to teach you the methods of doing this entirely primitive without a drill. Thank you so much for watching.